You know Rounder from the Renaissance fairs and pirate festivals all over the country. Rounder Random Rants is not about those. Well, sometimes it is. But mostly it's just random rantings from Rounder the Gray. Welcome to this episode. And now, Rounder the Gray.
Record this. So it should have said something to you that this is now being recorded.
Yeah, it did. I can't speak now because I don't want to be recorded.
Oh, come on. You're absolutely no help at all.
Yes, no, I had a little voice come into my speaker saying that this meeting is now being recorded about a minute ago.
Yeah. So, everybody shut up. No, I'm kidding. So what I'm doing here, I'm using Zoom because I can conference people in and I can have more than one person coming in. So
so you could almost have like call-ins.
Yeah. So like right now,
hey, Jeff.
Hey, Amer, Eric, Amer, how are you guys doing?
Well, good.
So Amer is a guy I worked with before at Video Plus, and he's been a friend of mine. I think you guys might have met. He was at my birthday party. Came in but I think what I'm doing, Amer, is I'm using Zoom and I'm doing a test recording here to have multiple people to do kind of a call-in show for Rounder's Random Rants, which is a podcast that I'm slowly designing and getting working out. So I wanted to do a test, and so I have two callers now, and
nice.
have you two guys. And I want to have a three-way conversation for about a minute. I'm recording this call, and then I'll piece it together and throw it up on YouTube to see how it works. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
It's going to be tricky to try to edit talkovers, or I got to come up with a system of, Eric, so tell me what you're doing today, or Amer, tell me what you did last night. That type of thing, and do a question and response, and just kind of get a conversation going, because there's a lot of step-ons, So, Amer, what'd you do last night?
I did absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing. That's the way to do it.
Just watch Netflix.
How's the baby and the dog and all that?
They're good. Yeah, they're keeping me busy. So yeah, that's.
Eric's a new daddy too. How old's your baby, Eric?
20 months.
20 months.
Oh, nice.
And Amer's, yours is what?
22 months. No, 26 months.
Oh, okay. All right.
I can still do math in months. But
in
now
months.
Just say
yeah.
two.
So when does it go from months to years?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the big question for new parents. I'm thinking 2 years is about when you start doing years, but then the kids, like Allison is 9 and she'll be 10 in April, but she's 9 3/4 because the kids start to care about that quarter half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm 60 and 1/2.
Yeah. Once you pass 21, it stops mattering anymore of how close you are to anything.
Right. Mm-hmm. So we're getting Angela and I are getting ready for Sherwood, and we have, I don't know if you know who the Blaggards are, Eric, but we have a fundraiser for a nonprofit group called Knights of the Grail, and what they do is they do ride therapy for first responders and veterans, and they get them on horses and stuff like that. So they do fundraisers at the campsite at Sherwood, and Blaggards is a pretty big Renaissance fair pirate band. They're almost a metal pirate band. So they're playing at our clan. I'm part of Sea Dogs now, and they're playing at our clan on Saturday night. So a little bit of a plug, but that's kind of what we're prepping for. But I'm going to take this entire setup that I'm doing here in my office and take it down and try to do a podcast from there with people. Of course, everybody will be talking into one microphone versus call-ins, and there's just a lot of mechanics trying to do this without buying a lot of audio gear. So right now it's just one laptop, one microphone, and Zoom, and it seems to be the best thing. And I'm doing video recording too, so I wanted to see if I could get a conversation going. Amer, you went to Sherwood, or no, to Scarborough one year, didn't you?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
You invited us.
Huh?
Yeah, loved it. Yeah.
Have you been
we
back?
loved it. No, not yet, but I think now that my son is like getting old enough where he recognizes, like understands stuff, so we probably will go maybe this year or next.
Yeah. Yeah, and Sherwood overlaps Scarborough by about 3 weeks. So Angela and I will be there at Scarborough the last half of Scarborough, and the first half will be at Sherwood, just FYI. But let me know when you go, and we'll make sure we get there at the same time. And Eric, you didn't go a whole lot last year, did you?
No, we didn't actually go to any Renaissance festivals last year. Just because of
weddings and babies and all that stuff.
Weddings, babies, and all that. Yeah, we haven't really gone to Sherwood or in the last 2 or 3 years, and haven't gone to Scarborough, I think, really the last 2 years.
Right.
And Scarborough, unfortunately, has become less and less fun.
It really has for the patrons like you and I. We garb up. We wear lots of costume or garb, they call it. But they're almost trying to push out us for some reason. I'm not sure if it's a mental thing, but need to get Amer, he's mundane, and I don't mean that as a bad thing. That's who they're doing the fair for, is for the casual people and not for us that go there every weekend and spend thousands of dollars per year. They'd rather have 100,000 people spend tens of dollars per year than 1,000 people spend thousands,
Yeah, but 200,000 people times $100 or so dollars is still a lot of money.
It still is.
Compared to what patrons provide.
Patrons provide. We provide a lot of stable. We're kind of the bread and butter, and the mundanes are the icing. Or maybe it's the other way around. I don't know.
It's the other way around. Yeah. The mundanes or the regular patrons are the ones that are the cake, and then the patrons are the icing on the cake. And it seems too that they wanted to make it a lot more family oriented, and there's less control over the patrons and what the patrons do than what they have. And so it's just
there's no music anymore.
Yeah, no, it's a business. They go with what the various people want that are the broad population, and that that kind of dictates how they do it. So if you're a patron, then Sherwood is really more of the fair that you enjoy.
We really claim Sherwood as our home fair now, even though we're 5 hours or 3.5 hours to 5 hours away, depending on how much construction's in Waco. Oh my goodness sakes!
Oh yeah, that place is going crazy.
Yeah.
Last time we went down to Austin, took us 5 hours.
Yeah, it's horrible.
How far Houston is. Yeah.
It's right, and actually, all the construction from Waco to Austin, there used to be a lot of construction, miles and miles. They finally finished all that. So rather than give us a year or 2 years of no construction, they started tearing up all the freeway in Waco. So 35 is a disaster from the north part to the south part of Waco. It's like an hour drive for about 5 miles through there. It's horrible. Mm-hmm. Especially Sunday afternoon or rush hours. It's like driving through Fort Worth. Amer, you're still up Plano area, right?
Yeah, still in Carrollton. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Close to Plano. Yeah.
And, I'm going to shift gears a little bit. You said that you watched Netflix last night. What are you watching on Netflix?
Oh, I finally finished Mandalorian. So yeah, that's what we
On
finished last
Netflix?
night.
Oh.
Well, not Netflix, Disney.
Disney Plus.
Sorry.
Yeah,
I mixed them all together.
they're it's all
Yeah.
stream. The
Yeah.
we started Homeland. Have you watched Homeland on Showtime?
Oh, yeah, long time ago. Yeah, it was on Showtime.
Claire
Yeah.
Danes.
Yeah, it's on Hulu right now, and so we're on just starting season 3, and I hope it doesn't turn into like Blacklist, which was really good for about 4 seasons, and it got really bad. So I'm hoping that Homeland stays entertaining. Have you seen that, Eric?
Yeah, I watched the first 2 seasons. The third season was kind of, I lost interest in because I really liked the lead actor. I forgot the actor's name, but he also was in Band of Brothers.
Oh, he was. Yes, he was. Yes.
And so
I don't know
like
his
that
name.
actor a lot. Yeah, I can't remember his name either. And of course, Claire Danes is a great actress.
Yeah.
So,
Seen any good movies?
We're both men with babies. We don't get out to see movies.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fortunately, Angela's babies are all in their 20s, and and I never had babies, so I'm kind of her new baby.
Yeah, I did read on Ars Technica though that the new Pixar movie, Onward,
Yeah.
is actually for a geeky, nerdy crowd that used to play, Dungeons and Dragons and all of that. That is an excellent movie that I highly recommend go seeing. Vanity Fair kind of dismissed it, but Ars Technica said for this population, the kind of people that read Ars Technica, which is your geeky, nerdy crowd, it is a must-see movie. He said it was an emotionally engaging movie, the most emotionally engaging movie for him since the first Toy Story movie.
Oh, really?
Nice. Yeah,
Not because of the similarity between Toy Story and this movie, just because of the impact?
Just because none of the characters seemed, even the big characters didn't seem throwaway.
Yeah.
They all had, you could understand the motivations. You were even cheering for the big characters and that sort of stuff. That's what he said really kind of set this movie apart from a lot of other ones where, often you have big characters, but they're not defined,
Right.
Interdimensional or the relationships between brothers, because this is a brother quest type movie. The relationships kind of boil down into simplistic tropes, of sibling rivalries kind of thing. And so now you can, by the end of the movie, you understand why everyone's motivation is what it is, and
Sure.
it's believable, and it's not just your standard trope. So he recommended that highly. It's not out in the United States until March 6th. It came highly recommended. So.
Well, that's cool. And it was called what?
Onward. You can actually find Onward. You can actually find trailers for it if you have. You don't even have to have Apple TV, but if you go to the Apple Trailers website, you can get the trailer for it. I'm sure the trailer's on YouTube as well. It's the most recent Pixar movie. So.
Okay. Well, it might even be on Disney, because the Disney Plus channel has a lot of Pixar on it, and they might have the preview for it there too. So I don't know.
But they might. I don't know if Apple Plus does previews, but I know for a fact that it is. I've seen the trailer on the Apple Trailer app. So.
Okay, I'll have to check it out. So, this is really all I wanted to do with this particular little test is do kind of a 3-way conversation. I'm going to edit it up and put it up on YouTube, and I'll ping you guys. You can look at it. I don't know if I'll make it public, but I will share the location for you guys if you want to see it. And
I'm like Woody Allen. I don't like hearing or seeing myself, so I probably won't listen to it.
Everybody says that. And I said, Angela, I want to do a podcast with you. I don't like my voice. Everybody I know doesn't like their voice. And And
I
because it
my
doesn't
foot-
sound
Same
like you. It doesn't.
Yeah,
But it sounds like
I don't.
Yep.
I think my voice is too nasally when I hear it outside of my head.
yeah. I sound really good
That's
to
the same
myself.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it takes a while to get used to hearing your voice, and then I've got Adobe's Audition, which is their audio editing software, which is extremely good. It's like a lot of pros that I know or follow use that particular software, so I can go in and digitize it and give it a little less nasal sound for me anyway. Because you think you sound nasal, I'm horrible. I think you sound like Eric to me, but when I hear my own voice, it's like, oh heck no. And I've got to keep from turning my head left and right as I'm doing this because I know that my voice comes in and out. But I've got 3 monitors running here, and it's kind of hard not to turn your head when you're monitoring 3 monitors.
Too bad you can't do like the headphone mic combinations. That way, no matter where you turn your head, your mic's always in the same spot.
Well, and I've got one of those, and that's what I use for work. But this mic, I bought this Yeti, or it's called a Blue. It's a blue mic, not the color blue. That's the brand, but it is blue in color also. But it's a Yeti version of it. Now it's a USB mic, and I guess if I had to do it all over, I'd buy an analog mic because all the audio equipment that I'm looking at buying is all analog, and then you put it into your digital processor rather than trying to record it digitally and mixing it. It just makes it a really hard, a lot more complicated, at least for me. So, but with that said, I appreciate you guys' call. And so this seems to work. I've got a paid version of Zoom, so there's no limit on the time. And actually, if you guys were on video, we could do a 3-way video on this too. But you're calling it on your phone. Do you have Zoom at all? Do you use Zoom, Amer?
Yeah, we used to use it for work, but I do have it on my iPad. So that's
okay.
Yeah.
Maybe sometime you guys can. We'll have the Rounders Virtual Happy Hour that's not work related. We do that every third Wednesday of the month with Zilker. So we have people all over the world that get on to. We've had upwards of 20 people have a happy hour on Rounders Virtual Happy Hour. It's Rounder the Gray Virtual Happy Hour with West and Dillard.
And now,
Rounder and West. And I'll start that and just do it in Zoom and video, screen capture, record it, and all that type of stuff, and make some, Brady Bunch party out of it.
Nice. I don't know if you want to record it.
If I don't want to what?
But I don't know if you want to record the happy hour.
Oh, we do. It's all random. Yeah. And Eric, let me tell you something. It was brought up to my attention that rather than it be Rounders Random Rants, it should be, I bring people on that want to rant about whatever topic, and I just sit there and throw out my, mundane questions or
you could do Rounders Random Riffs.
Riffs?
People riff on whatever they're good at.
Yeah, could do that. I mean, I don't have official branding. And I do have a sponsor, though. So it works out. Yeah, it's my own beard oil. So
it's just rants make me think of people who are angry. There's enough anger in the world that, if you let people, random riffs allows people to just kind of, do trains of thought and exposition on whatever matters to me. It could be a rant, but it opens it up to a broader range of kind of.
So I could do Rounders, random rants and riffs.
Yeah.
Being a pirate, it's RRRR. So.
There you go.
Anyway, thanks, guys. I appreciate the test, and we will we'll talk soon.
Were you able to use the material from our first conversation, or do we still need to re-record that?
We need to re-record it. Now that I'm testing this for Amer, we did 45 minutes of a really in-depth political. It wasn't politically driven. It was just talking about things in politics, like how lobbyists work and the importance of voting and different things like that. And it was really, really good. And I got all of Eric's audio and my face. There was I had no recording of me. And it's like, it was because I was screwing around with some different settings, and I was using Skype, and I hate Skype with a passion. And so Skype recorded Eric's call in, but it wouldn't record my microphone. And so this is a test on how I can do it all in one. The only thing I really want to be able to do is put all the callers in on separate tracks. And I'm not going to be able to do that with just what this setting is. I'll have an audio track and I'll have a video track. That's as far apart as I can get them right now. And then anything that I lay in on top of it. You know, my intros and outros and sound effects and gunshots and thunderbolts and all that stuff will be separate tracks. But each person won't be a separate track. It'll all be on one track. So I'll get there.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Cool.
Give me some time.